Hello, guys, and welcome to another solo episode. This has been something that has been top of mind for me for the past few weeks, and I wanted to bring it into a solo so that we could really talk about it. I've been sharing about it on social media, but I wanted time to sit and really dissect this together. And what it is the idea of what amplifies when we are doing the things that work for us, that are good for us, like our morning routine, our meditation, and then what amplifies when we aren't. And it's kind of this idea that when I first heard this concept, and I've shared it here before, but when I first heard it, I was like, wow, that's dramatic. And now the more experimentation I have and just more experience in life, I don't think it's so dramatic to say that we're either in a place of creation or destruction. I feel like this goes back to our practices, the things that are so good for us for some reason. It is so easy to not show up for ourselves in that way. For some reason, it can feel so much easier to not do the things that really support us, and rather than show up and do the things that do, even though it's worth it every single time. So I was experimenting without knowing I was experimenting. I needed time to slow things down in my morning practice. And what was happening was I was sleeping a little bit later, and I was like, Erica, your body needs it, which it did. And from there, I was like, you need a little bit of a slower practice. You don't need the intensity. Do something that's just like calm and gentle. And for a week, that was what I needed. And then for the following week, as I continued to fall into these habits or these new habits and these new ways, I started to realize I needed to hold myself accountable. And it was time to step it up and bring myself back to what I truly needed. And it had me realize that in the time where I wasn't doing what was best for my body and my mind, things were being amplified. And spoiler alert, they were not the things I wanted to be amplified. And then I started to think about the version of me who's waking up extra early, who's getting the practice in before the emails are coming in, before I'm responding to texts, before anything is coming at me, and how I feel, how I see the world. There is a crazy contrast. And I said, enough is enough, Erica. Look at what you're amplifying and get back into the space of amplifying what you want to. So I want to spend this episode talking deeply about the things I saw that were amplifying for me that aren't me, aren't who I am, but based off of a new habit, a different way of waking up, giving myself an easy way out, what became amplified versus when I'm in my meditation practice, doing what I know I need to do. We all have a different threshold of what we need to do in order to be our best, most aligned, highest self. We all have something different. So what I need, this energy tune-up that I need every morning, it may not be what you need every morning, but it is certainly helping me get back into alignment. So I want to share here. While I was taking the easy way out, not really showing up for myself in my morning practice, I started to experience a ton of self-doubt. That became very amplified for me. I started to feel like I was a character in other people's movies rather than being the main character in the movie that I have the power of creating and writing myself. And when that starts to happen, that is a huge energy drain. When you are taking in outside information and you feel like your present is determined based off of what's going outside of you, huge energy leak and a huge drain. And I knew something was off because that is not me or how I live. And I had to bring my focus back. So self-doubt, comparison, we are more susceptible of comparison when we are not in alignment. And once we start to look again outside of ourselves, huge energy drain. We're literally putting our energy and attention elsewhere. Where we put our attention is what will grow in our mind, in our awareness, in our reality. So when I started to feel this, I was just like, oh gosh, no, this is not where I live. This is not who I am. This is not the thoughts that I hold when I'm manifesting all that I want to. So with that, there was also a lack of creation energy. So not feeling that energy running through me of wanting to create, of feeling aligned, of getting inspired ideas. When I have a long, deep meditation, I get all the ideas, inspiration, and wisdom I need from within me. I don't have to look anywhere else for them. They come to me and through me. And when that starts to dwindle, that's always a reflection back on myself like, wow, Erica, you really need more time here. And granted, I'm a creative. I have a very intuitive business and work that I do. I connect to divine in order to do the work that I do. So I require a lot of that time. Even this morning, I did the 35-minute tune-up and I was like, you could really use 15 to 20 more minutes here. I was happy with what I did, but I just know what I need. And we all know what that is for us personally. And listening to that is going to bring us into that space of alignment. So there's self-doubt, there's comparison, there's lack of creative energy, and there's also a lack of that intuitive voice within. So no matter what is going on the outside, there's this voice within you that just says, you have to do this. You got to go with this. And that will dull, that will get clouded when we aren't in true alignment with our highest self, when we're not doing the things that help to bring us into that space of alignment with our higher self. With this, fears might also start to come in. So all of a sudden, you're living from a less intuitive place and something has to fill in the gap. And what fills in the gap is fear or questioning yourself. And increased fear can arise. So those were some things I started to notice that really helped me to say, okay, no, I'm done taking the easy way. I'm done snoozing the alarm 3 times. I'm done not showing up for myself in the way that I need to in order to be the highest version of myself. And then I start to think about the memories of her. I remember when I would leave the house and see all of these synchronicities and feel so supported by the universe and feel so guided and just know within myself that if I was listening to my inner voice, all was going to be well. And I realized the absence of that. And that's what brought me back into the space of discipline, of waking up each morning and doing what I got to do. When I wake up in the morning, I am not thinking about doing breath of fire. I'm not thinking about doing the however many frogs are in that meditation. Actually, if I think of it, I'm cringing and being like, I don't want to do that. But I know day after day, soon as I tune in, soon as I take the first few conscious breaths, already the energy starts to move through me. And now I'm working for my own energy, for myself, rather than against myself. So let me tell you, today was just 2 out of my 7 days that I'm committing to that I shared on social media about. But after the first day, I had so much more energy. I had this inner excitement I didn't have for a week. I had this feeling of flow, receiving intuitive downloads. I'm launching something so big and enormous, another very big decision I've made. This was probably the biggest decision since I decided to leave my job and go evolve full time. And it's normal to get taken off track in these moments. It could stir up a lot of fear. It can stir up a lot of doubt. But in just a day from going back to the practice and giving myself what I need, already the answers came from within. Already the visions of the next steps flowed through me. Immediately I just felt so supported by the universe because I wouldn't be guided to do anything I'm not supposed to do. I was able to lean into this energy of there is no such thing as failure. You don't fail. You do the things you're guided to do and you learn no matter what, whether it's a great outcome in this physical realm or it doesn't feel like the outcome you wanted. You learn and you grow and you download wisdom through that. So when we are choosing our practices and our habits, we're actually dialing in to a frequency that we want to hold. And that frequency is going to dictate our reality, our perspective, our thoughts, our opportunities and experiences. Period. The end. Like I saw it so clearly. The self-doubt, the questioning, the comparison, the all the things. And then soon as I dialed up my frequency in the way that I knew worked for me, it's the synchronicities. It's the feeling of the support. It's seeing that failure doesn't exist. Whereas the other version of me was shaking, scared shit that this wouldn't work, that this could be a failure. And that's the same person. That was last week. If you looked at me, not much has changed, but my energy has changed. My thoughts have changed. My aura has changed. My frequency has changed. Now, how I show up in the world is going to be different than the person last week. And it's all because I gave myself what I needed to hold, harness, activate the highest frequency of alignment I can. And now everything that I create is going to be from that new frequency. So can you imagine the decisions I would have made if I stayed in a place of self-doubt, if I stayed in a place of comparison? Then you're making decisions based off of others, what others think of you, what others expect of you, what you think others will judge of you. And now you come into this space of, I don't give a shit. I'm working with divine. I don't give a shit. I'm working with my intuition. My intuition is telling me this. It doesn't matter what one other person thinks of it, because I'm connected to my purpose. I'm connected to my light, and I'm connected to my intuition. And that is what I'm following. And everything from there flows. And you get into the frequency of creating and not chasing, aligning and attracting. And everything from there ripples out. So I just wanted to come on and share that with you, because although I show up every day sharing that we should meditate, sharing all of these things, I'm human. It happens to me. It happens to you. It happens to all of us. There is density in this 3D realm. It is a dense place. And we need to pick up our energy in order to align to the highest version of ourselves. We have to bring it high. We have to go high in order to hold that, embody it, and then attract it from there. But it takes work. It takes discipline. It takes keeping promises to ourselves, and it takes showing up for ourselves. And none of it is easy. It's so much easier to sleep. It's so much easier to snooze. But what's not easy for me is to live with that decision of choosing that version of me over all of the potential I have within me. And we all have that choice, each and every one of us. So it's really about digging up, finding the ways, the tools, the things that work for you. I know it works for me. I share all about it. I have a whole app created around it, and it helps so many other people too. But maybe if that's not for you, you find a way that is for you to pick up your energy. And from there, that's where we create that comfortable tension of going from settling, being content, and really expanding to our fullest potential. And when I filmed that meditation for last month, the Everyday Energy Tune-Up, it moved through me. I went in with a plan. I got on the mat, and my intuition said, that's not your plan. This is your plan. Just follow me. And that's what I did. I'm even giggling in the meditation because I did not want to do stretch pose, but I knew it's what we needed. And I lied down. I told the camera, Celia, who does our camera, no, don't worry. You could put my mic pack on my back. I'm not lying down in this meditation. And then I lie down. She's like, really? Really? Is that comfortable lying on the mic pack? It wasn't at all, but I knew what needed to get done because my intuition guided us in creating that practice. So if you're interested in trying it, it's called Everyday Energy Tune-Up. It kicks you in the butt, but it helps to reveal your strength to you. It helps to reveal how strong you truly are. And the breath work, the warm-ups, move the energy of the body, help to release any scattered energy, ground your energy in. And then the meditation is all about self-love, confidence, and coming to alignment with you, your essence. So you can try that on there, Everyday Energy Tune-Up, if you're guided to it. But I just wanted this conversation to be a reminder to you that we have a choice every day. You know what you have to do. Whatever it is, I don't know what it is for you. Only you know. Only you know the practices that help you to feel your best. And maybe you don't. Maybe you haven't tried any of the meditations, or you haven't tried what's really going to bring you to your edge yet. Tell the universe that you're ready to find it, that you're ready to find the practices, the workout, the routines that are going to best support you in your journey. That's what I did for so long. I was literally writing in my journal, I know I need something with movement and meditation. I didn't even know what Kundalini was when I was writing that, but a version of me did. A version of me was yearning for that, knew exactly what my soul needed. And then it came to me. It literally just came to me one day. So if you don't know what the practices are for you, write about it in your journal, ask the universe for it. But if you do know what those practices are, get to it. We don't have time to waste. There is so much we wish to create. So let's do it. Let's find the energy within us. We have to keep the promises to ourselves that we've made because we expect others to keep promises to us. Let's keep our own promises to us and just go after it. Here's to being in alignment with the highest version of you. I'm so grateful that you joined me today. I hope this is a message of inspiration for you. Keep me posted on your journey. And if you want a place to stay accountable, to have the supportive community, we are inside the app. We're chatting almost every day through our community feature. And I would love to see you there. Thank you so much for being here. And I can't wait to see you next time. Sat Nam.